Hey folks, welcome to Taco Bonsai. And today I'm just going to go through some of my purchases and updates, nothing too crazy. First is this kitty litter right here, called Kitty Diggins. And I'm aware that the bag's a little ripped. Fragrance-free kitty litter. Not usually that exciting, except when you come around to the back, you're not going to be able to read it, but I'll read it for you. Ingredients: purely Fuller's Earth. Fuller's Earth is not Akadama, but it is a calcined baked clay product. So this is okay to be used for potting bonsai. I got this bag, which is a 7-pound bag of Fuller's Earth, or clay product, for less than $2. So I think that's a really good purchase. I'm really, really happy about that. I wanted to show that off. Again, it's Kitty Diggins. I found it at Walmart. Yeah, 7 pounds, a little over 3 kilograms. That's a lot for not a lot of cost. And this is going to, of course, be mixed with other things. But it gives me an ability. I can get things like perlite and other ingredients and mix some more of my own bonsai mix, because for $2 I got this. Meanwhile, a 2.5-pound bag of bonsai mix cost me almost $18. So really good news there. Pop this out of the way. Ooh. All right. Next update is one of my ivies. You can probably imagine it's just growing out of control. So to keep it from growing into other containers, I got to cut it back. But it's important to make good decisions when I do so. So I'll share those decisions with you. First, pull out this little weed. That's got to go. And probably the easiest one to see that needs trimming is this one right here. I do have a little dead stub here from not me, but whoever had it before me. Did a little trimming. So I'm going to see if I can rotate it. You can't see, but this is the way I get my... There we go. A little more of that dead stub's off. I don't have any branching below this point, so I'm going to come up. These are alternating, but they're close. This, I think, is a better length for how low on the tree this is. And then, of course, I can keep it probably all the way to there, but that's not a good cut. This wood root, I don't need it for other reasons. Little dead one sitting in there. So now I've got 3 leaves on here. As you can tell, it's growing, even though it doesn't look like it's doing very well. And I'm okay with all these leaves. They're at a good place. Really messy cut. Ooh, I gotta sharpen my scissors. That's better. All right. The next one that can definitely be pruned is this one right here. Peek at the back of this, make sure it's now good there. It does have that cut down here. I believe it has things growing down low here, which I don't need, but I'm okay with just taking off this bigger leaf. Make some more room down below. There's a smaller leaf and then a little like sprout there. So that's good on that bottom part. Now I've got, I think this is the old leaf here. It is rather big, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And above that cut point, again, I've got, these are really close, not so close, pretty good. But I don't have to worry about going so far out. I'm going to go right to there. So again, made it just more compact. The last one is this one growing straight up here, and I'm not sure that there's much I need to do. I do have a little, got one in the middle there. I don't know why that was wobbling so much, just had a piece of mulch in the bottom. I got a big one in the middle here that I don't think is getting much light, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this old leaf. That was right here. That's where this branch grew from. And then I am also going to cut this back. However, I'm just going to take it off basically at the tip, which is, the rest of them. This way it'll maybe branch, get a little more movement to it. I'm not sure. I wish I'd cut it back further now that I'm looking at it. I'm going to cut it back further. It's one less branch, but it's going to help me if I want to get some movement there. So hopefully those stubs will drop off, but that is the, I don't know, the discount ivy. I haven't named that one. Next one is another ivy. King's Choice Ivy. It's growing a little bit too out of control too, so I'm just going to go in here. I'm not going to make big decisions. I'm just going to keep it under control. So it's already started to branch on these. I just don't want them growing into other plants, so I'm going to go ahead and take them back as far as I can. Took a little more than I wanted there. Took some new branches. This grows really nice. I can see why people like this so much. This particular variety of ivy, that is. A little bit more off the top there and there. What do you think? Got a really strong grower in here. I think I can take, nothing else there is lignified to help me. So that's good on this one. That is the King's Choice ivy. I'm blowing through these as fast as I can. This is not ivy, but this is a variegated dinner plate Balfour aralia. I'm not sure. This one's been, escaping all the pests. Its roots are coming out the bottom. I don't think that's an issue because I have a good hole and I have a very mild screen in there. It's been cut back just once here. I've got a lot of growth that's trying to start off down low. I like this idea of movement, but it's just too far up. So I'm going to take a big chance and I'm going to cut it back, all the way back to in between these two. I've got all kinds of active nodes. They're actually trying to grow, but I think all that energy being sent up the tree is what's hurting me. Down here is very quirked up, but what I'm noticing is, and I think other people have noticed it as well, these don't get as big from growing up. They just get big from growing. So when you get bulges like that, it's nice. I would love to cut it way down low, and I might do that. I think I'm going to do that. Let me get, I don't have my regular pruners. I know I've got something that'll cut this off real nice. Let me grab those. Should have some teeny tinies, at the very least, because this is a little bit of a bigger cut. All right, hopefully these will do it. These are some old cuticle trimmers, but hey, you know, if I make a mistake, that's fine. So I'm gonna try to get it back all the way to here. Yeah, that was nice. Actually, her concave as well. So I might bring that in closer for you guys to see. You can see there's little growing buds. That's cut off. I'll give that a little bit of lipstick before I retire it to being complete. Oh, excuse me. I don't think I'm as worried about those little ones, but this one I should be careful with. And I'm gonna have to do that again for another. So that is my variegated dinner plate Balfour Aurelia. Next one here is kind of ivy. This is Pia, I don't know how to pronounce it, tree ivy. This is not thickening up either, and it's kind of frustrating to me. It's growing nicely, as you can tell. It's got lots of growth. So when I got it, all these were branches, or were leaves, I should say. It grows much the same as Aurelia's. So these are all leaves. I cut it off right here. Hopefully we're in focus. Let me double check focus. I would feel really silly if it wasn't in focus. It's not in focus. Okay. Let's see if I can spin that to be a little better. There we go. So I'd cut it off here in hopes of branching. And it gave me one branch, and this started to grow. So I cut it off again here in hopes of creating more ramification. Guess what didn't happen? Ramification. I do have this branch down here that's just started. I know it's not a whole lot, but I've got another bud there, another bud here. I would like this not to be so leggy. I'm not sure how these are supposed to grow, but I think I've got to make a hard call here while I can. I've got to go up here and I've got to cut it off. So this will probably root if I put it into water, but it's got pretty leaves. I think I'm gonna stick with the one specimen. I'm gonna risk it. I think if I went ahead and tried to root this, this bottom would die and I would have cutting up top, which isn't bad, but it's just not what I'm looking for. So again, I'll lipstick this guy. Very big decision on that, but needed to be done. That is the PIA tree ivy. This is what I'm probably going to repot into that fuller earth, the calcine clay. Not Akadama, but kind of like the cheap American version of it. This is also ivy. This is from my mother's yard. It is even thicker than the ivy I had before. I mean, this is, I don't know, more than a quarter inch, maybe as much as 3/8. I'd say 5/16 of an inch. So 7, 8 millimeters, 8 millimeters. Yeah, 8 millimeters for the trunk on this one. It is two plants that have almost fused together down here, so I left them. It's got a lot going on. I think I should trim this taller one down, especially since this is just hanging. It's not doing me any favors. I'm gonna trim this down farther to here. Ooh, nice little chop. To make sure I don't grow out of control on that. This is a branch that's growing up through, and I think it's trying to fuse there. I don't want it to. But whatever happens, happens. This is one that I kind of like the way it's shaped, even being shaped funky. And she actually had this little, you can call it a cascade pot, laying in her she shed. She has her own she shed. Cool lady. She's got really cool stuff in it too. But there's no drainage hole. So I'm gonna have to repot this one pretty soon. It's ivy, it's hard to kill. I'm gonna have to repot this one. I'll probably use that calcine clay and see if that on its own works real nice for this one. I probably should be repotting some of those soon too, but I'm just not that concerned with it. So that is the, I don't know, collected ivy. I guess you can call it Yardadory. I think it's awesome. I pulled bigger bits of ivy out of the ground in her house, but I didn't have it on my radar to throw them in a pot at that time. She's got a real issue with the English ivy. This is just, I think, regular English ivy. All right. Weird update, not even an update, but a purchase that I'm really proud of. This is not a bonsai pot, but it's a nice oblong container. It is a incense burner. So I guess you're supposed to put incense in here and burn it, but it's ceramic. I like that it's got a nice nice color to it. Not terribly interesting, but I've got some trees that'll fit in here. What I'm thinking is I will repot my water jasmine into here. So that'll be really cool. I also got a seed kit, which is rare for me, but I enjoy watching Tom do his seed planting so much that I'm gonna do a seed planting, and it comes with its own pot and everything. So I'll show that in another clip. But yeah, I wanted to show off these items to you guys. I wanted to give you a couple updates. We updated a bunch of ivies, the one Balfour Aralia, and I made some really, I hope, really responsible purchases. To pay $2 for that much calcine clay is great. So thank you for joining me again on Taco Bonsai. Please come back, keep visiting, come see us, and I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day.